What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin. I'm going to make this a quick little update. We're not going to go into it too much, but I do want to say that yesterday I made a grayscale video yesterday saying that I think that might have been the low. I think that might have been it. This chart might look a little bit different because I do have the Heikin-Ashi on. I was going back and forth. I actually just made a video, and I didn't post it, but I made one and I stopped it because I kept going back and forth, man. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? I don't know. You know, nobody knows, but there are bullish things going on right now. There are bearish things going on. We closed here. We found support kind of at previous areas of resistance. We have a lower low with the higher low that is hidden bullish divergence. We were overbought for a while. We had bearish divergence. You know, we've technically fulfilled that bearish divergence, but we had it. We were overbought for a while, and now we're not. That could prompt us to go lower. It absolutely could. We're at the 60 area. If we closed here and bounced, that would look really good as well. You know, there's a lot of conflicting things going on. The 4-hour does look a little bearish. I would think we go down in the more immediate term, but does that mean that we go lower than this low? And if so, how much lower do we go? You know, all these things. But then I was looking at the Heikin-Ashi, and I was looking at the daily here. And this is the first, yesterday was the first red day, you guys, with a pretty sizable wick that we've had since we were down at 50K, essentially 50K. So I'm under the impression that if we don't at least move sideways from here, consolidate nice and tight consolidation between essentially 66K and 73K. Unless we do that, we could see a standard retracement. And what would a standard retracement look like? Well, from our last low, which was here, the low to high. The Heikin-Ashi, by the way, for those of you that don't know, it's kind of like an average of the previous candles. The open is like the open and the close of the previous candle divided by 2. And the close is like the high and the low and the open and the close, or something like that, divided by 4. It's something like that. That's like how you determine your current candle. You can look it up, Heikin-Ashi formula, if you don't believe me. But it's essentially an average of candles. It's a good way to, how I've heard it been described, is it's a good way to measure momentum. Whenever the momentum is to the upside, you get predominantly green candles. If we flip this back to the regular, you can see throughout this whole time it looks green, but if we go to regular candles, you can see there are red candles littered throughout that. So, but essentially, turning red could be a bad sign, or it could mark that, hey, you're in a consolidation phase. You know what I mean? Essentially, here in the bear market, we were predominantly red for a while. When we flipped green, consolidation. But here we are right now, green on the weekly. We've been green for a little while, but on the daily, we actually did just flip red. And generally speaking, with standard candles, you like to see, if you're looking for a bottom, you like to see wicks to the downside. If you're looking for a top, you like to see wicks to the upside. With the Heikin-Ashi, it's different. The wicks being predominantly to the downside would imply that you do go lower, essentially. It implies that. Once you start getting shallower wicks, that's whenever you reverse. You know, bigger wicks up here, we were moving up. Started getting shallower wicks, we still moved up, but these are definitely shallower than these ones were here. Big wicks here, and then shallow wicks, we stopped moving up, and then big wicks started moving up again. Shallow wicks to the downside, so we didn't continue moving down, but this is a pretty big wick, and that's a pretty big day with some decent volume. I'm under the impression that we do move lower. And where we would go, that's why I was back on the weekly, man. I got all distracted talking about the Heikin-Ashi. From low to high, we would go anywhere from about just below 57.5K. I know it says 57.55K. I know it does, but you tend to go just below the 382 on your first pass, and that would be the first pass. Between 57.5K to 49.3K, maybe even 47K. I doubt you'd go below 47K. Yes, we absolutely could go back below 50K. I don't think we will, but we could. We could, and it would look fine, I think. Still a higher low. It's not ideal to break all-time highs and then go back below, but I don't think we've ever actually done that before, have we? I mean, not like in the middle of a bull cycle, right? We inevitably did go below our all-time highs again here, but not after breaking it. Okay, we broke it here and then consolidated. Okay, all right. Anyways, yeah, we could go to 57.5K, if not all the way down to around like 47, 49K, something like that is what I'm thinking. Probably just above 49K. I would really focus on that 618 to 382, 57.5 to 49K area. if we were to go to the 618, I bet that would get front ran. We'd probably go a little bit above it and not actually hit that line. But here we are at 69.2K right now, and I just can't help but feel like we are going to move down. If we look at the crypto fear and greed index, you know, for the bearish past couple days we've had, we went from like 73K all the way down to 63K or 64K or something like that. We're still at an 81 on the fear and greed. I feel like I've seen a lot of bearish videos on YouTube, but you know, they could all be right. There are times when most people, maybe not most people, but like some of the bigger guys in YouTube, they make very similar content and outcome predictions, and they're right. There are times whenever they all agree on a consensus and they're wrong, you know, but it's, you know, I'd say that there's a lot of, somebody said something that there's not a lot of news coverage for crypto, and I suppose that's true, but I don't know, man. At the same time, like it might not seem like that, but I do this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like a crypto Mormon. I don't know how to, like a Jehovah's Witness. I go door to door knocking on people's houses and try to convince them about, try to talk to them about the word of the good coin, you know. I will talk to random people in public who I just met or barely know, or I'm just having a conversation with about crypto, and try to get them into crypto, because I don't tell them about my channel. I don't show my channel or anything like that. It's so small. Even if it was big, man, I wouldn't show it. They can find it organically if they want to. I mean, if it comes up, it comes up. But the main thing that I try to talk about is crypto. And lately, because believe me, I talk about crypto all the time, you guys, all the time. I'm that guy. I'm not like annoying and pushy. I don't think I'm annoying and pushy with it, but I do bring it up often. I'm the guy that people think is crazy, right? And recently, over the past couple weeks, people have been like, oh yeah, I hear it's at all-time highs. You were right. Like, people are saying that, and it's like, these people are hearing about it too. So saying that the news, and I'm not, when I say these people, I don't just mean like one or two people. I mean like I talk about it a lot, guys. I notice whenever the attitude changes, right? It goes from people who are like, maybe, to like, man, I should have listened to you. Oh, you were right. Like, for people that I've been talking for months about, or longer than that, you know, like, and I mean, obviously I've been talking about crypto longer than just months, but I don't know, man. I'm just trying to say, I think that it is in the media. You know, CNBC does talk about it regularly. Maybe not all the big media places are talking about it. Maybe it's not as hyped as it could be. I'm sure it's not trending the highest on Google Trends right now, but it might be in an upward trend. We're hot right now. We're greedy. I'm getting to all this kind of like social media coverage stuff to just say that we might be at a point where it's kind of at a sucker's area to buy. We might go down. There's probably going to be some liquidity trapped up here, or not liquidity trapped, people underwater from buying, because liquidity wouldn't be trapped, I suppose. Like, you'd be buying up here, and then you'd be going down here, and then you would see the people that bought up here sell down here, panic selling, and then potentially going higher. I spaced out for a second. I got lost in the words, but whatever. I don't know. I think it's going lower, man. 57.5K, 49K, 47K, somewhere around there. Best case scenario is 63.2K, but I doubt that you hold your 236. It is possible, but I doubt it. So I do think you're going lower. This could promote drops across the space for the next month and a half, maybe longer. That's all I got for you guys. So if you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. I'd love to be wrong. It would not take much for me to be convinced that I'm wrong. We would just need to close above this week here. We're at 68.7K. If we can close above 73K, then I'd be convinced that I'm wrong. And really, honestly, we could actually start to see that things are looking better if we can get above that 618. If we can get above $70,500 on a 4-hourly closing basis, or a daily closing basis, even better. If we can get above there and maintain there, then maybe we are moving into the deeper 70,000s, potentially even the 80,000s, and beyond, But at this point in time, I am convinced we're going lower. So I just wanted to say that. I've been meaning to say that, actually, since last night after I made my video on grayscale, man. I was saying that I think that was the low. As I was going to bed, I was like looking at it, and I'm like, I don't know. It kind of makes sense that this is a high point, but I'm just reluctant to say that, man, because I've been wrong. I've been calling, I called for us to pull back to prices below 50K here, and we didn't. We just we dumped and then we ate that up, and I was quick to say, okay, we're probably going higher, but after I was proven wrong on that, but this was definitely not what we wanted to see. This looks a little bit more controlled, and beyond that, again, on the Heikinashi, we have the red days, so that's kind of the conviction that I need. I don't know. I've been rambling for the last like 3 minutes, so with that, I'm gonna end the video. If you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe to see more. Thank you for coming. I will see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.